Welcome to this lesson. I shall be looking at musical notes and their values. This is basic to our knowledge of the theory of music. By way of introduction, the human heart is a vital organ to the body, but without the heartbeat, it does no good. The same can be said of the musical note. It has and contains every atom of sound to make any kind of music. Although the musical notes comes in different symbols and signs, it is the heartbeat of music, having all the elements we shall be looking into in this lesson. First and foremost, how can we define musical notes? Musical notes are used to represent the pitch, which is the height and depth of sound, and the duration, which is the length of sound. The duration has to do with the time a sound lasts, and this is measured in beats, just as we have the heartbeat in us. So in studying musical notes, I shall be looking at these two features of the pitch and the duration. Now, what do we understand by musical pitch? Like I said earlier, the pitch is the height or depth of sound, and this can be found out by the placement or the position of the notes on the staff. Now, the higher the note is on the stave or the staff, the higher the pitch, and while the lower it is on the staff, the lower the pitch. Now let's take this little exercise of finding beats, and in this exercise you are going to put your hand in your heart, yes, and you are going to feel your heartbeat, and I want you to count 1 to 10 by feeling your heartbeat. So put your hand in your heart and see if you can feel your heartbeat at least for 10 counts of your heartbeat. Okay, now I'm going to sing a song. I'm going to use a popular song that we all know, Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. I'm just going to take that first line, and you are going to follow it with your heartbeat. Just try to tell me how many beats can you sense in every syllable of that lyric of the song. So let's see how many beats you can count in every syllable of the lyric of Amazing Grace. Okay, I will start by singing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, how many beats can you count there? I can take it again. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, now this is the beat. The first one, that A is 1, May is 3, 1, N is 1, Grace is 3, How is 1, Sweet is 3, There is 1, and Sound is 3. So if you got that, you have done a very good work. I love this. So you can see you can count the beats of every song, and you know that these beats that we've just practiced, we've just done now, it's what is part of the musical note, is inside. The musical note enables us to be able to count the beats that we say. Now let's look at the duration, which is the length of sound. We want to look into them one after the other. Now, of course, we know the musical notes to be the whole notes. We have the semi-brief, we have the minim, we have the crochet, we have the quiver, we have the semi-quiver. Now the whole note is 4 beats. The half note is 2 beats, which is the minim. The crochet note is 1 beat. The 8th note is half beat, and the 16th note, which is the semi-quiver, is 1/4 of a beat. Remember that our whole note is always like our reference point, and that is why we are starting with the semi-break, because that is our whole note. So it's the 4-beat note, while a half note, which is the mini, is taken as a 2-beat note. So you just need to take care of this. You may need to write these things down that I have just talked about right now. Now let's now go to the relationship of these notes. Remember, the very biggest, or the note that has the longest duration as far as musical notes are concerned, is the double whole note. The double whole note, which is equally referred to as the brief. This double whole note, when we split it into 2, is going to give us 2 whole notes, right? So 2 whole notes will give us 1 double whole note. 2 whole notes will give us 1 double whole note. Now, but because of the frequency of use, the whole note is taken as the reference point. The reference is taken as the reference. The whole note is taken as the reference for installing musical notes. Now, 1 whole note will equals, can you guess, 2 half notes. Right, 2 half notes, and those half notes, like I said earlier, they are the minim. 2 half notes is the minim, and then 2 minim, 2 half notes will equals what? 4/4 notes, because 1 half note will give me 2 quarter notes. The other half note will give us 2 quarter notes. Now all our reference now is to the whole note. So in 1 whole note we have 4 quarter notes, we have 2 half notes. Now the quarter note, which is equally the crochet, can be broken down. So you can see the duration can be broken down from 4 beats to 2 beats. We just keep breaking it down until it becomes so small, the time that we perform those notes now in fragments of a beat, as it refers to the whole note. Now the quarter note can be splitted down, and this time we are going to get 4 8 notes. So when we split each quarter note together, we get 2 quivers, which is the 8 notes. So when we split 4 quarter notes together, which made 1 whole note, we are going to get 8 notes, which is 8 quiver notes. So what we are saying in essence is that 8 quiver notes gives us 1 whole note. Now let's go down. We have after the quiver note, we can still split the quiver into 2. That will give us, we will split 1 quiver into 2, we are going to get 2 semi-quivers, or the 16th note. And we need 16 semi-quivers, 16 notes to make 1 whole note, just 1 whole note. That means that 1 whole note can be splitted into 16 parts. When we do that, 1 part will now become a semi-quiver. Now in the same vein, we can still split the 16th note, which is the semi-quiver, down to give us 2 other notes, which is referred to as the demi-semi-quiver. So when we split 1 16th note, we are going to have 2 32nd notes. So when we split 16, because we are making reference to the whole note, so when we split 16 of the semi-quiver, we are now going to have 32. 16 semi-quivers will give us 32 demi-semi-quivers, which make 1 whole note. In the same way, when we split the demi-semi-quiver, we are going to have the hemi-demi-semi-quiver. Now you can see that the flags of these notes from the quiver to the hemi-demi-semi-quivers just keep increasing. The quiver has 1 flag, the semi-quiver has 2 flags, the demi-semiquiver has 3 flags, while the hemi-demi-semiquiver has 4 flags. Now, just to summarize, let's know that the beats of the note, they help us to understand the musical note as much as the pitch of the note. So this is all about the musical note. This is all we need to know about the musical notes and their values. Now please don't forget that for this lesson there are some questions that are for you. You have to take them. You need to take these questions at the end of this lesson. Take these questions and let's see how much you have understood this lesson. It's an assignment for you as well. You need to do it and submit your assignment. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.